So the next interview question that we would be talking about is the difference between the data lake, data warehouse, and data mart. So I want to explain you the difference between the data lake, data warehouse, and data mart with the help of an example that you guys can relate. We all have used Ola, Uber, right? So we will consider example of Ola in order to understand the difference between these three. So let us get started with data lake. Okay. So when we use the Ola, huge amount of data must be generated, right? Like you can imagine whenever you book an Ola, like driver, passenger, location, feedback, and I mean, there is huge amount of data that would be generated when we use the Ola, right? Now, where do you think all of this data goes, right? All of this data gets moved into the data lake. Okay, so there are certain systems that are purchased by these organizations which will act as a data lake. Okay, now these systems will store all these unfiltered raw data. Okay, so if we consider the real life example, it is like going to the grocery shop and getting all kinds of different fruits and vegetables and the food that you want, and you're keeping everything mixed, raw, unfiltered in just one place. So it is like that. Data lake is basically a mess wherein all the data that is not clean, unfiltered, and raw is kept at just one location. That's what the data lake is. Speaking of data warehouse, it is basically like your kitchen where everything is organized, everything is maintained properly. Vegetables are kept at one location. There is a in a different shelf we are keeping fruits. There is a different shelf for the dairy products. So like that, we are keeping everything organized. That's what the warehouse is. So speaking about the Ola example, now we have got all the unfiltered data and the unorganized data. It's important that this data is organized, because ultimately Ola needs to make the sense out of this huge amount of unfiltered data, isn't it? So what do? They take this data from the data lake and process it, clean it, and organize it properly in the data warehouse. As I said some time ago, in the real life example, it would be like you have got all the mixed groceries, you're organizing those groceries properly, right? Basically, you are keeping the fruits in a different shelf, you're keeping the vegetables in a different shelf, you're keeping all the dairy products in a different shelf. All right, that's how the data warehouse works. Just imagine in case of Ola, what happened initially. There was data lake which has got all the raw and unfiltered data. Okay, then we have data warehouse which has got clean and structured data. Now this clean and structured data, Ola wants to make sense out of it, right? So what will Ola do? It will take all that data and use the Data Mart. What is Data Mart? We use Power BI service, ClickView, Tableau, all these tools you can consider as Data Mart. So basically, what does Power BI service do? It will take all the data from data warehouse, clean it, process it, and make it presentable in the form of dashboards and reports. That's what the Data Marts do. So basically, we can say that Data Mart is a subset of data warehouse. Okay, because the data is coming from warehouse. Now just imagine for a moment, can we take the unfiltered and raw data directly from the data lake to data mart? No, that doesn't make sense, right? It's important that there is a process. So initially the data was available in the data lake, then it was cleaned and maintained properly in the data warehouse, and when the data is maintained in the data warehouse, then it is ready for getting the business insights from it. So it will be used in the data mart, which is subset of a data warehouse. That's how it works. So to sum up these two examples, what happened in the case of Ola, all the raw and unfiltered data of the organization was stored in the data lake. It was cleaned and maintained properly in the data warehouse. From the data warehouse, the third party tools like Power BI and all these tools will take the data from data and make the reports out of it in the data mart. Speaking of the real life example, what exactly happened? We took all the groceries from the market, put it at one place, which is data lake. Then we, in the kitchen, we organize it properly, which is called as data warehouse. From the kitchen, let's say we want to, now within the kitchen, there is one shelf that is only dedicated for the fruits. That's what the data mart is. So we would be from the kitchen. So basically, so the next question is, why would the organization spend so much of money for these kind of systems that we are talking about? Because these systems helps the organization. Now see, the organizations would be getting huge amount of data, and in order to make their business better, they need to make sense of this data, make sense out of this data, and these systems basically help them to handle the data in a better way. How? As you can see on the slide, I have mentioned the benefits. It will help you for the centralized data. The data quality would be better. Data quality would be better to scale the data. In case of the, as I said, we took the example of Ola, right? For to handle the large amount of data efficiently, scalability is important for the analytics purpose, as we talk about, for compliance, efficiency. So to achieve all of this for the business benefit, organizations use these systems. Okay, so I hope this will give you some idea. To summarize, what we understand is data would flow from the unfiltered and raw data lake to the data warehouse, which is subset of data lake. Okay. Within the data warehouse, the data would be very cleaned and neat and maintained in a structured way. This structured data would be moved from data warehouse to the data mart, which is the third section, and that is again the subset of data warehouse. Okay. Now, this is how the data flows. So each stage has got a specific purpose that it serves, from data storage to data cleaning to data analysis. So I hope this would help you to answer the question. Thank you so much for watching.